Second Chronicles chapter 30, verse 6. Messengers went out at the command of the king and the officials throughout all of Judah and Israel with the following invitation. People of Israel, you have survived the Syrian conquest of the land. Now return to Yahweh, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and he will return to you. Don't be like your ancestors and your Israelite relatives who were unfaithful to Yahweh, their power. As you see, he punished them severely. I like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. You got your invitation in the mail. There's no excuses, okay? You should be out here preaching the truth, doing the work, doing your online epistles, okay? Going out on the highways and the byways. If you can't go out on the highways and byways, doing your online epistles, okay? When this thing goes down, you don't want to be eradicated when this thing goes down. You're going to wish that you took a little bit more time and effort in your endeavors, if you will, to do this truth, okay? Stop ignoring the truth, okay? You got the invitation in the mail, okay? Tehar got on this internet in about 2006. It's been a 20-year ministry, okay? That's a lot of time, okay? Stop ignoring the truth. You know that the so-called white man's going to go down, okay? If you don't know, the so-called white man's going down, okay? His setup is going to go down, okay? He is crumbling, okay? Then he's going to get eradicated, and you don't want to be eradicated with this man when this man goes down. You don't want to get eradicated with this man when this man goes down. The book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. You can be sure that the evil people will be punished, but the righteous will escape. Okay, so you're going to join unto this man and keep ignoring this truth until you get eradicated when this thing goes down. Okay, come back to Yahweh Yahushua while you still can. You got your invitation in the mail already. Okay, you can't keep ignoring this truth and putting it off from day to day. Okay, then suddenly the wrath of Yahweh will come and destroy you and your security. The book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Wait, make no tarry to turn to Yahweh and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh come forth, and in thou security you shall be destroyed and perish in a day of vengeance. So don't put off from day to day, okay? This is the last warnings, okay? The last warnings until hell breaks loose, okay? Last warnings, okay? You better stop playing with your life and come back to Yahweh Yahushai, okay? Our job is to tell you, okay? Our job is to warn you and tell you and to come back to Yahweh, whether you repent. If you don't repent, his blood is not on our hands, okay? Our job is just to tell you to come back to the name and stop playing with your life when this thing goes down. We know already, in a way, 2/3 is sanctioned to be eradicated off this thing, okay? They're not going to make it, okay? The so-called white man won't be no survivors of him, okay? The survivors that's in the underground bunkers, those are the ones that's going to get taken and put into slavery, okay? We already know that it's not going to be barely no survivors of them, okay? But of our people, it's going to be only 2/3 that's going to make it out with their life when this thing goes down. Stop playing with your life when this thing goes down, okay? Playing with your life, you're going to get eradicated, okay, when this thing goes down, okay? That's what this is about. It's only going to be Yahweh alone in that day. The book of Isaiah chapter, let me see if I can find it. The book of Isaiah chapter 2 verse 12. On that day, Yahweh will humble everyone who is powerful, everyone who is proud and conceited. Verse 17, human pride will be ended and human arrogance will be destroyed. Idols will completely disappear and Yahweh alone will be exalted in that day. So Yahweh alone is going to be exalted in that day, okay? Stop playing with your life and come back unto Yahweh Yahushai. Last warnings, okay? This is a last warning, okay? If you don't come back to Yahushai, you will be eradicated off this planet, okay, and be destroyed, okay? You have to be reincarnated and come back after 1,000 years after being eradicated, okay? That's what this is about. The book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 3. Mortal man, I send you to the people of Israel. They have rebelled and turned against me and are still rebellious, just as their ancestors were. Okay, so stop being rebellious to Yahweh, Yahushai, and come back and stop playing with your life. Okay, stop playing with your life and come back and serve Yahweh, Yahushai. Okay, and stop playing with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, and if you don't, you're going to get eradicated when this thing goes down. Verse 4, they will stubbornly and do not respect me. I am sending you to tell them what I, the sovereign Yahweh, am saying to them. Whether those rebellious listen to you or not, they will know that a prophet has been sent among them, okay? That's what this is about, okay? Stop playing with your life when this thing goes down, okay? America's not going to win this war, okay? America's going to get eradicated in World War III, okay? They already in Iran. You've seen it. You've seen the first stages of America's annihilation, okay? That's what this is about, okay? And when they get missile technology, they're going to drop it on America, okay? They're going to drop high-tech missile technology here in America. Verse 6. But you, mortal man, must not be afraid of them or anything they say. They will defy and despise you. It will be like living among scorpions. Still, don't be afraid of any rebels or anything they say. You will tell them whatever I tell you to say, whether they listen or not. Remember that they're a rebellious house. They're a rebellious house, okay? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are a rebellious house. They don't want to come clean with Yahweh Yahushai, okay? They don't want to come clean, okay? So since they don't want to come clean, they're going to get eradicated, okay, and be destroyed, okay? Come back unto Yahweh Yahushai, wide the doors of mercy, last warnings, okay? That's it, okay? If you don't listen, the blood's on your head, okay? If you don't listen, you're going to be the one that's going to get eradicated. Okay? If you don't listen. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, verse 17. Mortal man, he said, I am making you a lookout for the nation of Israel. You will pass on to them the warnings I give to you. These are the last warnings, okay? This man's going to do a police state, a martial law state, okay? And this man's going down, okay? This man's going to get eradicated, okay? He's not going to make it out of World War III, okay? You kidding me? Okay? The Bible is already prophesized. It's already played out, okay? It's already been recorded, okay? This man's going to get high-tech missile technology dropped on him. Verse 18, if I announce to someone evil is going to die, but you do not warn him to change his ways, he will die and can save his life. He will die still a sinner, but I will hold you responsible for his death. So the blood's off my hands, okay? I already warned you, okay? I already warned you several times to stop playing with your life and come back to Yahweh Yahushai so you can make it out with your life when this thing goes down, okay? You won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down. So, if so, do warn an evil man, and if he doesn't stop sinning, he will die still a sinner, but your life will be spared, okay? So my life is going to be spared, okay? I already warned you. If someone truly good starts doing evil and I put him in danger, his situation, he will die for it. Do not warn do not warn him, he will die because of his sin. I will not remember the good that he did, and I will hold you responsible for his death. If you warn the good man not to sin, and he listens to you and doesn't sin, he will stay alive, and your life will also be spared. Okay, so I want my life to be spared. Okay, this thing is going down. Okay, Yahweh Yahushai is going to annihilate this place. Okay, it's going to be annihilated. Okay, if you don't come back to Yahweh Yahushai, you won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, you're not going to make it out with your life when this thing goes down. Putting off from day to day. Second Chronicles chapter 2 verse 8. Do not be stubborn as they were, and but obey Yahweh. Come to the temple in Jerusalem, which Yahweh your power has made holy forever, and worship him, so that he will no longer be angry with you. If you return to Yahweh, then those who have taken your relatives away prisoners will take pity on them, and they will come back home. Yahweh your power is king and is kind and merciful, and if you return to him, he will accept you. Okay, so if you return to your Almighty Yahweh Yahushai, he will accept you. Okay, come back into the names. Okay, while you still can. Okay, and stop playing with your life. Okay, and do the work. Okay, stop sitting up here playing with your life when this thing goes down. Okay. You're not listening to Yahweh Yahushai, okay? You're still putting off from day to day. You're still putting off from day to day. Okay, that's a penalty involved with that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24:11. Don't hesitate to rescue someone who is about to be executed unjustly. You may say that it is none of your business, but Yahweh knows and judges your motives. He will keep watch of you, and he knows, and he will reward you according to what you do. Okay, so he will reward you according to what you do. Okay, you have to repent, and you have to warn people. Okay, why you not warning people? Okay, of the MOTB. Okay, the mark of the beast is coming. Okay, why you not getting up on this ministry and pushing off these videos? Okay, so we could get up out of here. Okay, so you won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, you're going to be eradicated when this thing goes down. You won't make it out with your life. Okay, that's what this is about. Okay, book of Second Chronicles, chapter 30, verse 10. The messengers went to every city in the territories of the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, and as far as north as the tribe of Zebulun, but the people laughed at them and made fun of them. So what you doing, mocking and laughing at Yahweh Yahushai? Okay, can't you see this place is going down? Okay, the so-called white man's going down. Okay, can't you see the so-called white man's going to be destroyed? Okay, he's going to get missile technology dropped on him, nuclear weapons dropped on him. Can't you see this man's going down? All the nations hated him. Okay, let's get it. And they will burn him with fire. Second Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of Yahweh will come like a thief. On that day, the heavens will disappear with their shrill noise. The heavenly bodies will burn up and be destroyed, and the earth will and everything in it will vanish. This place is going to get eradicated. Okay. This place is going to get eradicated. Can't you see you have to come back to Yahweh Yahushua while you still can? Okay? That's what this is about. The so-called white man's destroyed. Okay? He can't save himself. Okay? He can't save himself. Okay? The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16. The 10 horns, which is the EU nations, you saw, and the beast will hate the prostitute. They will take away everything she has and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and destroy her with fire. Okay, they're going to drop missiles on this place. Okay, they're going to drop missiles on this man already. Okay, come back to Yahweh Yahushua. Last warnings. Okay. Last warnings, okay, before you get annihilated, okay, when this thing goes down, okay, last warnings, okay, so you don't make it out with your life when this thing goes down, okay. We're sent to tell you to come back to Yahweh Yahushai and to bid you to the marriage, okay. We piped unto you, but you not dancing. Let's get it. We piped unto you, but why you not dancing, okay? You're going to wish when this thing goes down that you took a little bit more time in this thing. The book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 16. And to what can I compare the people of this day? They are like children sitting in the marketplace. One group shouts to another, "We play the wedding songs. We play wedding music for you, but you would not dance. We sang funeral songs, but you did not cry." Okay, you're not dancing. Okay, we played to the wedding songs unto you, but you're not dancing. Okay. Okay, we play funeral songs, but you're not crying. Okay, you're not going. You're not coming back to Yahweh Yahushai. Okay, so you can make it out with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, yeah, okay, so you don't want to be destroyed when this thing goes down. Okay, you better make it out with your life when this thing goes down. That's what this is about. You better make it out with your life when this thing goes down. We already know it's just going to be a few people anyway, okay? We just got to tell you. We just got to go through the motions. We already know it's going to be a few people to make it out anyway with their life, okay? It's not going to be a lot of people to make it out with their life, okay, when this thing goes down. Okay, it's not going to be a lot of people to make it out with their life when this thing goes down. It's only going to be a few selected people to make it out with their life. That's sanctioned from the foundation of the world. Okay, and trusting on the so-called white man, you and him are going to get eradicated. Okay, the book of Acts, chapter 16, verse 30. Then he led them out to ask him, "Sir, what must I do to be saved?" They answered, "Believe in Lord Yahweh and you will be saved, you and your family." Okay, so you got to believe on Yahweh, okay? So you and your family could be saved, okay? If you could save you and your family, okay? It's not going to be a lot of people to make it out of here with their life when this thing goes down. The book of Isaiah, the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 27. And Isaiah exclaimed about Israel, even if the people of Israel were as many as grains of sand by the sea, yet only a few of them will be saved. Okay, so it's only going to be a few of them being saved, okay, to make it out of here, okay? It's only going to be a few of them being saved. It's not going to be a lot of people to make it out of here with their life when this thing goes down, okay? You're gonna be eradicated, okay? When those thermonuclear bombs gets detonated over America, okay? You're gonna be totally eradicated, okay? And you got your invitation in the mail, okay? So why you not coming to the wedding, okay? Why you not coming to the wedding party, okay? You saying have me excused, okay? For Yahweh will quickly settle his full account with the world. It is as Isaiah himself before, if Yahweh Almighty have not left us some descendants, we would have become like Sodom and we would have been like Gomorrah, okay? Totally annihilated. Okay, that's what that's saying, okay? If Yahweh didn't sanction some of us to be saved, totally annihilated, okay? Okay, you're not coming back to the marriage. Why you not coming back to the marriage? The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 16. Yahweh said unto them, there was a man who has given a great feast to which he invited many people. When it was time for the feast, he sent his servants to tell his guests, come, everything is ready, okay? World War III is ready, okay? The Mark of the Beast is ready, okay? Yahweh got the spaceships out there. It's all ready, okay? Can't you see everything is all ready? It's all ready, okay? It's already ready, okay? It's everything is ready, okay? It's only you have to come back to Yahweh Yahushai, okay? Why you being stubborn, okay? And why you not coming back to Yahweh Yahushai? Why you still can? Okay? This thing is going down. But but they will be began one to another making excuses. The first one told the servant, I have bought a field and must go and look at it. Please accept my apologies. Okay, you're not coming back to Yahweh Shai, okay? One said to his field, said, please accept my apologies. And another said, I have bought 5 pair of oxen and I am on the way to try them out. Please accept my apologies. And another said, I have just gotten married. For that reason, I cannot come. The servants went back and told all this to his master. His master was furious and said to his servants, hurry out to the streets and to all the alleys and towns and bring back the poor and the crippled and the blind and the lame. Soon the servant said, your order has been carried out, but there's still room for more. So the master said to the servants, go out to the country roads and lanes and make people come in so that my house will be full. I tell you that none of those who were invited will taste of my dinner. Okay, you're not gonna taste the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you're not gonna taste of the kingdom of heaven when it's saying you're not gonna be delivered. Okay, you're not gonna make it out with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, you're not gonna make it out with your life. Okay, because you're not coming back to Yahweh Yahushai. Okay, he's bidding you. His hand is still stretched out still, okay, but you're not coming back to who you are, your nationality of who you are in reference to this Bible, okay? You still playing games with this so-called white man, okay? This white man is finished, okay? Can't you see the so-called white man's going to be destroyed? Can't you see before your eyes the so-called white man's going to get eradicated? Why can't you see that? The book of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 5. They are coming from a far off country at the ends of heaven, thermonuclear destruction. In his anger, Yahweh is coming to devastate the whole country, okay? America, okay? America is that whole country, okay? How in pain. The day of Yahweh is near, the day when the Almighty brings destruction. Everyone's hands will hang limp, and everyone's courage will fail. They will be terrified, and everyone with pain, like the pain of a woman in labor. They will look to each other in fear, and their faces will burn with shame. The day of Yahweh is coming, that cruel day of his fierce anger and fury. The earth will be made a wilderness and every sinner will be destroyed, okay? Every sinner will be destroyed, okay? Every sinner will be eradicated, okay? That's along with the so-called white man, okay? he's going to get eradicated, okay? He's not going to make it out of this World War III, okay? The Valley of Shaphat, okay? In the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon, okay? He won't make it out with his life when this thing goes down, okay? He's not going to make it out with his life when this thing goes down, okay? I pray to Yahweh Shai, I make it out with this thing when this thing goes down, okay? It's only going to be a few survivors, okay? And you got your invitation in the mail. Why you not coming to the marriage, okay? Bidding you to the marriage, okay? Why you not coming, okay? Why you not putting on your wedding garments, which is his truth, and coming to this marriage, okay? Why you still can? The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 2, chapter 30, verse 10. The messengers went to the city in the territories of the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, and far north as the tribe of Zebulun. But the people laughed at them and made fun of them. Okay, why you laughing at Yahweh Yahushai? Okay, what you laughing and mocking Yahushai? Can't you see you're going to get eradicated for that? Okay, can't you see you're going to be destroyed for that? Okay, mocking Yahweh Yahushai. Can't you see that you're going to get eradicated, okay? Yahweh Shah gets a last laugh, okay? He's the one that laughs. Still, there were some of the tribe of Asher, Manasseh, and Zebulun who were willing to come to Jerusalem. Yahweh also at work in Judah and united the people in their determination to obey his will by following the commands of the king and his officials, okay? That's what this is about, okay? Coming back into who your nationality is, and before it strike the clock strikes evening time, okay? Because when the clock strikes evening time, okay, you are going to be destroyed, okay? You're going to be obliterated, okay? On this side in America, okay? And if you don't get beamed up in some so-called UFOs, you won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down, because America over here will be destroyed. There will be nothing left here in America, okay? America will be destroyed, okay? It's not going to be nothing left here, okay? That's why Yahweh is giving you ample amounts of time to clean up your ways and come back to Him. The book of Second Chronicles chapter 29 verse 6. Our ancestors were unfaithful to Yahweh, our power, and did what was disobedient to him. They abandoned him and turned their backs on the places where he dwells. They closed the door of the temple, let let the lamps go out, and failed to burn incense or to offer burnt offerings in the temple of the power of Israel. Because of this, Yahweh has been angry with Judah and Jerusalem, and what he has done to them is shocking and frightening to everyone. You know that this very well. Our fathers were killed in battle. Our wives and children has been taken away as prisoners. I have now decided to make a covenant with Yahweh, the power of Israel, so that he will no longer be angry with us. My sons, do not lose any time. You are the ones that Yahweh has chosen to burn incense to him and to lead the people into worshiping him, okay? So repent, okay? Repent so you don't get eradicated. Okay, repent, okay? Repent so you don't get eradicated with your life when this thing goes down. Okay? Yeah, no one punishes like Yahweh Yahushai. No one punishes like Yahweh Yahushai. Okay, look what he did to us as a people. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 2. Yahweh Almighty, the power of Israel, says, you yourselves has been the destruction I brought. You have seen the destruction I brought on Jerusalem and all the other cities of Judah. Even now they are still in ruins, and no one lives in them, because their people has done evil and have made me angry. They offered sacrifices to other gods and served gods that neither they nor their ancestors even worship. I kept sending you my servants, the prophets, who told you not to do this terrible thing that I hate. Because you will not listen or pay attention, you would not give up your evil practices or sacrifices to other gods. So I poured out my anger and fury on the towns of Judah and on the streets of Jerusalem, and I set them on fire. They will they were left in ruins and became a horrifying sight as they are to this day. And so I, Yahweh Almighty, the power of Israel, now asking, why are you doing such evil things to yourselves? Why do you want to bring destruction on men and women, children and babies, so that none of your people will be left? Why do you want to make me angry by worshiping and sacrificing to other gods here in Egypt, where you have come to live? Are you doing this just be just to destroy yourselves, so that every nation on earth will make fun of you and use your name in a curse? Okay, what's this about? What's this all about? Okay, are you doing this thing to basically making fun of yourself so you can eradicate yourselves? Okay, Yahushua gonna eradicate this place. This place is about to be destroyed, okay? Ain't nothing here in America no more, okay? The thrill is gone, okay? This place is about to be destroyed. Verse 11. So then I, Yahweh Almighty, the power of Israel, will turn against you and destroy all of Judah, as the people of Judah who are left and are determined to go and to live in the land of Egypt will see all that they are destroyed. All of them, great and small, will die in Egypt, either by war, starvation, they will be a horrifying sight. The people will make fun of them and use them in names of curses. Okay, okay, that's it. Okay, you got your invitation in the mail. Why you not coming? Okay, why you not coming and being bidden to the marriage? Okay, you got your invitation in the mail. Verse Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 14. None of the people of Judah who are left and came to Egypt to live and escape to survive, not one of them will return to Judah where they long to live once again. No one will return except a few refugees. Okay, just once again, it's only going to be a few people to make it out with their life when this thing goes down. It's not going to be a lot of people to make it out with their life. Okay. Okay, so why you not coming back to Yahweh Yahushai? Okay, why you still can? Okay, what's that about? What's that about? Okay, why you not coming back to Yahweh Yahushai? Okay, and calling on His divine name. Okay, turn to Yahushai so you don't get eradicated. Shalom.